What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to kind of go over a project update of a couple things been going on. Figured I'd show you guys what I've been up to. It's been a busy couple of weeks, so we're going to go ahead and get after it. And today, finally warming up a little bit. As you can see, the Shelby is outside. Got to go ahead and give this thing a wash. Been sitting out here for a bit. I drove it yesterday. Sounds good, feels good, but yeah, it's pretty dirty. So other than that, you can see the garage is displaced, and we got some projects to go over. So you go ahead and do that real quick. So first project, I haven't really filmed it or anything like that. I don't have any intention of doing it, but it's a motor replacement on a 2020 Nissan Sentra. Long story short, not enough maintenance, crapped the rod out the side, and this is actually the rod right there. So she's seen better days. Yeah, not good. So went ahead, did an eBay replacement motor. So I've been working on that kind of off camera, just getting everything bolted back up, and it's going back together. It's getting there. This is the old motor. So I gotta figure out what to do with this thing. But yeah, I had to disconnect the mains to get this thing to pop off because it was so locked up. I need to get the rod that was wedged here out to get the torque converter off and swap it over. So that's been a side project I've been working on. Like I said, not really channel worthy, but we're getting there. And then we're gonna clean the GT500 in a minute, go for a drive. And lastly, way out in the field, which I'm going to show you real quick. So if you guys remember about, I don't know, 2 years ago, went ahead and grabbed this thing from a buddy of mine and brought it up to Virginia. It's his truck. This is not my truck still. And we got it up there, went ahead and turned it on, you know, drove it around a little bit, and it was just rough. Motor was having problems. It had overheated at some point. Everything was just kind of really rough on it. So, ooh, obviously I'm repurposing the GT500 car cover because the motor's under here. That was dumb. All right, we don't want to have issues with that. But yeah, so we don't want to take down the whole thing over in Virginia. We took off the fenders, took out the motor because we're going to do some work to it, and life got busy, never got around to it. So I told him, it's like, you know what, tell you what, this is kind of a cool project. I do want to work on it because I think it's something pretty sweet. So 1986 F-150 single cab. Needs a lot of paint and body work, but not too much body work, a little more now. There's an issue that happened. But yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and take the motor out. We're gonna do new bushings, new suspension, and make this thing run and drive and be reliable to go cross country. And then after that, he's gonna go ahead and have paint and body work done back at his place, and we should be good. But that is gonna be its own whole video series. Just wanted to give you guys a quick show that, you know, I've been busy. Not making videos, but I've been busy. So go ahead and head back over to the car and get that sorted out. But yeah, for this thing, it's got an inline 6 in it, pretty stout motor, but we're gonna take the head off, bring it over to the machine shop, get that done, and then we're gonna go ahead and do a few other things to kind of make sure this thing is running, driving, interior swap with another truck he had that's really clean, and some other stuff. So yeah, that other truck he has, clean body, not so good everything else. So yeah, let's go ahead and get back to the lastly, good old F-150. So hasn't moved since the last video, and I've been having a hard time getting this thing plated. Mostly it's small clerical errors. First time, I didn't know it needed weighted plates for North Carolina, so I sent it in, got kicked back for that. Second time, I told them one weight, circled another on the paperwork, so that just got found out the other day. So it's coming back to me once again, and then I'm gonna have to send it in one more time with the right weight circled and the right amount of money. Oh man, it's been a turd. But honestly, this is my long-term truck. I don't plan on getting rid of this for a very long time, so I don't really mind not putting miles on it. That's fine. But for right now, the main thing, let's go ahead and get the GT500 washed up and put you guys in time lapse. Get it all cleaned up because it's just, you know, it's a little dirty. It's sitting outside for a while, and we got to get it looking good. guys. Well, we're in the GT500, just kind of cruising around a little bit. I'm actually on my way back from where I needed to go, head back to the house. And yeah, just kind of figured I'd give you a little bit of a heads up, or figured I'd give you guys a bit of a heads up on really how everything's been going. So, plans for GT500 in the coming future, plans for everything for the near future. I'm actually going to be heading out of the country for a bit, probably, coming up late summer. So, with that, if it all works out the way it's supposed to, GT500 will be off the channel for a bit. Oh, we might do some other stuff. We'll see. I'm going to be kind of, you know, not able to do very much for a little bit on YouTube. So it's kind of got me thinking about what I actually want to do in the near future with this car. So I plan on going to the Rockingham, North Carolina, I think it's a streetcar takeover, call-out race or whatever it is. It's going to be mid-June. So it's probably going to be one of the only main races I go to with this car this year. And I want to hit up a test and tune, one or two, and see how that works out as well. So that's really the main two things I want to do. And then, other than that, I mean, there's really not too much else. So we'll kind of see what happens. Sorry, the car's being silly. Yeah, so as far as the car goes, kind of plans, I'm torn. I want you guys' opinion down below. I'm torn on trying out the 2.4 pulley. On the one hand, it's only one more PSI, but I mean, I can only say that so many times before something goes pop, you know, so it's like a little bit nerve-wracking. On the dyno, it was a Mustang dyno, it made 720. Some people say it's close to 800 on a dyno jet. I don't know. So we're kind of at that limit. Do we want to push things a little bit further? I don't know. I think we can probably get away with it on the pump cast tune without too much problems, but if I want to try on the race cast tune, I mean, it's all, you know, it's everything. It's all you got. We're always trapping 140 in the quarter, so I'm just making some steam. I just don't know. As for the 60 to 130 thing, I'm a little bit less interested in that. This car, I don't know if it's not making the power or what, but how it's currently set up, it does not like the 60 to 130 well. We're in the 6s, but it's not low. It's very high 6s. There's a lot of cars that are going quite a bit quicker with, it should be comparable power. So, I don't know. There's a guy that's going, he's got a 2.4 pulley, 10% lower, no cams, 2010 GT500, 2011 or 12, sorry, not 2010, 11 or 12, and he ripped off like a 5.8, which is a full second faster. So yeah, I don't know, he's on a radial, maybe that makes a difference, maybe it's something else. So it's interesting, but I'm not as interested in 60 to 130 because honestly it's kind of stressful. I'd rather just be on the track and doing my track stuff, whereas trying to do 130 on the street is a little bit concerning. Yeah, I do plan to try out the I don't know. Yeah, let me know what you guys' thoughts are on the 2.4 pulley down below. Or if we just stick with the 2.5, known combo that's been working, and work on our down load tracks, trying to get the 60 foot down now that we have the axles to handle it. My other thought on the axles, now that we have the rear end to handle it, really no reason we shouldn't be able to really dump the clutch a little bit harder. I do think that the prep at the quarter-mile track is definitely radial oriented. The slicks do not spin on that at all. They just don't. It's like a dead hook right off the line, just how we bend stuff. And at the other track, the 8th mile is definitely more slick prep because it lets it kind of roll out a little bit better, and everything's happier there. So I don't know. Let me know what you guys' thoughts are down below, what we want to do in the future, and I'll read the comments and get back to you guys on that. Yeah, so just kind of thoughts on there. So as far as moving, plan for the car, I don't really plan to do too much besides the 2.4 pulley, maybe a couple testing tunes, and that's really about it. There's no point trying to blow it up, which is my hesitation. I don't really want to do that right before I leave. And there's no other major projects. I'd like to do build motor, but that's too short of a time frame to make that worth it for me. So that's why we picked up the 86 F-150 as kind of a YouTube project to work on, and we'll mess around with that. I think that'll be a good, like, in-between. So we kind of, something to make some content with, but something I can stop at any point, send it back to my buddy, and he can finish it up, and I don't have to worry about that. I think we'll be good. So that's kind of the plan there. 86 should be a fun project, though. I think the are to redo the interior, kind of similar to what we did with the Bug. Check over all the suspension, probably pour 15 the frame. We're going to keep the frame on. I don't want to pull that off, but might do new frame supports and whatnot. The motor's going to get gone through. The bottom end of those motors are supposed to be pretty stout, so we're going to leave the bottom end alone, but we are going to pull the head off and send it off to a local machine shop to check the valve seats, check the valves, redeck it, make sure everything's happy. New head gasket, I don't know if it needs head studs, but new, all that good stuff. Make sure it's good. The smog stuff from the 80s needs to come off. Kind of just go through it top to bottom mechanically. And the main issue with that truck is the wiring harness is shot. The engine bay wiring harness is super corroded, and just everything's cracking off, and it's not good. So that was the main thing that took it off the road, aside from the engine potential issues. But it was definitely that that wiring harness needs to get redone. So that's going to be some fun as well. We're going to figure out how to do that. I've been enjoying the wiring more recently, so it's a project I want to take on. But I think that's everything for the 86 F-150, and we should be good there. And then just kind of enjoy it. So I might actually take a little bit of a detour in a bit, do a little pull with the GT500, and then head back to the house and call it a day. I want to have a whole dedicated video of what we're going to do with the 86 once the Nissan is out of the garage, but that's kind of been my focus for right now, just to get that thing done, because it's, a daily driver for somebody else. I'm not trying to procrastinate on that. So once that's done, we'll be out of there and start focusing on other stuff. So let's go ahead and head over, do some pulls in the GT500, or at least a pull, we'll see, and I'll see you guys in a bit. We'll say long tube headers, stock mufflers, the off-road X sounded pretty sweet. I think it is nice. It's a really nice cruiser right now. The new rear end is extremely quiet. Hear the cams chopping and through the mufflers. Well, everything just feels real nice. So we're at, oop, got some cars coming. But yeah, I'm a big, real big fan of how this thing is sounding. Little bridge coming up. Tire screech, nothing crazy. Man, that thing sounds so good. Blower line never gets old, man. I swear, we're only part throttle too. It's crazy. These tires, the Turos, I do want to give you guys a little bit of an update on them. In the warm weather, not bad. 2.6 pulley, pump gas tune. They will chirp a little bit in second, but they'll pretty much hold it without too much trouble. In the winter though, it is like about 50 out right now, 55. They just don't have it. When the road temperature is cold, you can spin these things in third. So it's interesting. They're definitely a summer oriented tire for sure. Very nice. Good stuff. Yeah, sounding good. There's a nice, like right now the way it's set up, the 2.8 pulley, I gotta say, if you're cammed, tuned for that, the 2.8 pulley in my opinion is like the perfect street pulley, because with a 2.3 TVS anyway, like it's not too much, it's predictable, with a good tire and suspension setup, like it feels nice. It is a good like mess around power level, probably at right around 650 on this setup, and for this weight of car and everything, I think that's perfect. Once we start getting up in pulley sizes a little bit, it definitely, or going down in pulley sizes, it definitely gets a little bit more sketchy. It's less fun to lay on the throttle in potentially like less than ideal conditions. So if you're not like perfectly wide open road, or if there's no curves or anything like that, and you're just like set to just send it, smaller pulleys are a ton of fun. Or if you're racing, obviously. But if you're just like want to mess around and enjoy life, the 2.8 pulley and this combo at this level, I think is about right. You can kind of not worry about pump gas and just kind of enjoy life, and I think that's what we're going to live at. But yeah, it feels pretty good. The downside is there's a lot of traffic on these roads right now. Not of deal. Don't want to go too crazy, but yeah, she sounds good. Little fireball out the tailpipe, good time. Trying to keep an eye on where we are though, because not the clearest spot to go mess around and find out. Really good stuff. Well, it's good to be back. Let's go and listen to their chopping real quick and close out this video. Can't have a video without listening to this car. But, hell yeah, good stuff. Evidently we did not do too good of a job cleaning back here, but it is what it is. Overall, car sounds good, it's pulling strong. Looking forward to getting some warmer weather out, and we'll go ahead and actually really start ripping on this thing. So without further ado, I think that's going to do it for this video. So thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next one. Let me know your thoughts down below.